what's going on? Name is Juanito, and I just got this craziest idea. I took a week off from work because I'm freaking sick as shit. You can still kind of hear in my voice, and I just been doing a lot of YouTubing because I had nothing better to do. And I noticed that reaction videos is a thing. It's like everybody posting videos of them reacting to new music or whatever, And I love music, I may turn this down a little bit. I love music. I kind of a guitar player. I use that term loosely because I'm just not good at it. I started late in life. I mean, that's not an excuse. It's been about, what's that? It's 5 years, 6 years? Yeah, about 6 years of just on and off playing. Even I dabble in my band a little bit. That was disastrous. Anyway, enough about that. But yeah, I love music. I do tend to like more towards the rock metal side, classic rock. I love classic rock, and other genres. I'm Puerto Rican, so I'm supposed by default I'm supposed to love salsa and merengue. And truth to be told, yeah, I'm like some of the older stuff, that I grew up with when I was a little kid, like Gilberto Santa Rosa, and if I go way back to Héctor Lavoe, Gran Combo, and it's all good stuff. It's nostalgic, but it's not like I jam to that stuff now. I love guitars, and that's my thing. If it has electric guitars, I probably dig it. And all the music, as long as it has real instruments played by real people, I'll dig it, And because nowadays music is in freaking trouble. It really is, It's pretty sad how guitar music, it's not like it's dying, but it's not the 80s, it's not the 90s where there was like everybody wanted to pick up a guitar and play. And those days are gone, It's kind of sad, really. Today's music, it sucks, yeah. And yeah, so yeah, music is, I guess it's a part of getting old. 42 years old, depending to which age group I'm talking to. 42 is either I'm still a kid to I'm old as fuck. And I don't know, I feel fairly young at heart, I can identify with some newer music, I think Bruno Mars is extremely talented, he's a guitar player, and he's bringing something really unique to the pop world of the Lady Gagas and Katy Perry's and what have you. And it is, it's actual musicality and actual talent. I mean, the dude is Michael Jackson. I'm not sure, because nobody can be Michael Jackson. And the whole James Brown, Michael Jackson thing, most people, they label him, they say, I think Bruno Mars is just Bruno Mars, influenced by those great ones. That's about it. I cannot think of any other newer famous artists, from whatever genre. If I go to the rock side, what the hell do we have? We have Maroon 5. Maroon 5. Those guys, I can tell they're really good musicians. Adam Levine, I think he's a good musician. He's a multi-instrumentalist, and he can do plenty instruments and things like that. And that's pretty cool. And the rest of the band, I bet they're much better than the crap they play. It's just, how do they sleep at night? But they making money, and I'm the guy here trying to make a YouTube channel, so joke's on me, right? Reality, boom. So yeah, Maroon 5 as pop rock, I guess. Man. As for metal, the only rock, like famous rock metal bands that they're big today is what was big back in the 80s. I mean, Metallica's still kind of relevant, go way back. Let me see, Metallica. You can see maybe the Motley Crue guys that might appear here and there. They do some shit, whatever. Bands like Quiet Riot that were actually touring a couple of years ago. So there's nothing new that was like that huge arena filling level of metal bands. The closest thing I can think of today's Metallica, so to speak, I would say Avenged Sevenfold. And they're good. I'm not a huge fan of them. I think I had not been exposed to them enough. The only songs that I remember was Hail to the King, and I thought it was silly as hell. But I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of stuff that I haven't heard that is probably pretty good, and that would make probably a good suggestion for you guys. So, A7X, and on that topic, I'm a huge Dream Theater fan, which maybe that's why I'm not that great of an A7X fan. I mean, I feel like A7X broke up Dream Theater. Touchy subject, probably not. That was Mike Portnoy. He made a decision and he had to live with it. And kudos to him. I think it worked best on both sides of them. I'm totally rambling here. Wow, I went from freaking Bruno Mars and I'm talking about Dream Theater now. That's how it goes, right? So yeah, on that note, yeah, I think Portnoy leaving Dream Theater was a good thing for both. For Mike Portnoy and Dream Theater. I think Dream Theater they found a good match with Mangini. Is he as good as Portnoy? That argument can go on forever. I mean, I'm not a drummer. I cannot talk about technicality. The common thing that people say on the internet about them too is Mangini is more technical and Portnoy has more flavor. And I mean, like I said, I'm not a drummer. There's a few things about Portnoy that I recognize on Dream Theater. Was his hi-hat work. It was very distinguishable. You can tell the things that he will do with that hi-hat that he could Portnoy in song, like just doing those things with a hi-hat. And I don't see Mangini doing that. You wanted me to react to some Dream Theater songs? I pretty much heard them all, so it won't be a first-time reaction, but I can talk about the things I like and I don't like, And so that's what I like. I like all kinds of music as long as there's real instruments play, Right now, as you can hear in the background, I'm listening to A Perfect Circle. Which one is this? Blue. Yeah. Great song, great album. It's just, it's one of those albums that I don't always listen to at all times, but when it crosses my playlist, then I'm kind of hooked to it for a few weeks and I just let it go. Because, just like anything, you get sick of it, right? You think until you hear like a good song like The News, oh man, I love that song. And yeah, and APC, Tool, Maynard James Keenan, big fan. I've seen Tool live twice. It was amazing, both shows. So what else about myself, my musical taste? So yeah, guitars great, real instruments great, bullshit music out of a computer, it's just destroying music as we know it. That's what I think. And that doesn't mean I don't like hip hop and rap. I mean, I like the classics, or the golden era, so to speak, the classics that I will be going back into the 70s, Funkadelic and things like that, which I dig. But I would say mid 80s to mid 90s. That era right there, maybe late 90s. I'd say when Jay-Z came out with Hard Knock Live, you know, that was like the beginning of the end. And I had that cassette. Remember those things, the cassettes, you know, you stick a pencil in there and yeah. Those who know. NWA, I lived NWA. Not in the way they lived it, of course. Now, what I mean, I heard those songs when they hit the radio. You know, I was a teenager, you know, when that shit came out. So, or pre-teenager, I guess. 87, I was like, what, 12, 13 years old? Yeah, you can say that. So that was my time, you know. Mid 80s to mid 90s, that was most of my musical upbringing, so to speak, was around that time, and it was a great time for music. I mean, you had it was the peak of hair metal, you know, Motley Crue, Poison, all that stuff that is super silly today, but you cannot deny that there was some amazing musicality on those bands, as silly as they were with their hair and whatnot. And the same goes for hip hop and rap, you know. I mean, the 90s gave us freaking Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, freaking Nate Dogg, all the dogs, the Dog Pound, fucking ECE and all them fucking guys, you know. That was amazing music, you know, back in the day. Tupac, of course, you know, and Biggie. As polarizing as that can be, you know. Yeah, it was. Oh man, Das EFX, yeah. See all that shit just popping in my head, you know. It was a good shit. Onyx. Oh man, yeah, they all popping in my head right now. So that was the shit, you know. And I don't think hip hop and rap will ever get that good. Again, I just don't see it. That mumble rap bullshit that I hear today, I just. Hey, you know what? If you wanna prove me wrong about hip hop and rap being pretty much dead after 1998 or so, just throw me something, you know, something good. Don't throw me some fucking bullshit mumble rap, you know. I don't want to listen to fucking Drake, you know. So yeah, so as you can see, that's my musical palette is fairly well, you know, diverse. What else about myself? I think I will fucking bore you because there's nothing really special about myself, you know, other than you want to hear about my family, okay, you know. Second wife, amazing wife, you know. I might actually, she might be sitting on the passenger seat in one of the reactions. I might blindside her with some shit. And she has influenced me on music too. She has broadened my horizons, you know. She has made me tolerate pop more than, at least appreciate a good singing voice, I guess, you know. Like I used to totally not hate Lady Gaga, it was just like despise her, but not okay. That's, oh my god, that's terrible. I just wasn't a fan of Lady Gaga. I thought Lady Gaga was just good old shock factor wannabe freaking Madonna, new age Madonna, you know, with the crazy dresses and I'm gonna just dress really stupid just to shock factor people instead of concentrate on my music, you know. It's like a female version of Marilyn Manson. So, but my wife, she kinda got me into listening to her actual music, and I have to say she is talented, you know. She plays the piano very, very well, and she can actually sing, you know, which is something that you cannot really say nowadays about new artists, you know. They're all auto-tuned, you know. At least she can sing, you know. She can play the piano. So Lady Gaga, much respect, you know. It's alright. But that's about where it ends, you know. Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga, I guess. Oh my. Camera looks like it's level and high enough so I can only catch a freaking meteor fall, like that one video from fucking Russia, I think it was. Yep. Okay. So where was I? Hip hop, yeah. I was on hip hop rant. So yeah, in short, mid late 80s to mid 90s golden era. It just doesn't get any better than that. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm Puerto Rican. I was born and raised in Bayamón, Puerto Rico. And it's on the topic of hip hop. I gotta bring up another genre that just I despise. Holy crap, reggaeton. Man, you know why I hate reggaeton so much? Because not so much about the culture, the punk ass culture, gangsta wannabe, freaking kids, whatever. It's not that. It's that it's just fucking talentless. It's more computer music, and few kids that can throw a rhyme or two, you know, and they think they can, and people listen to that shit. That's what gets me. Mostly because I grew up. There was a golden era of reggaeton, so to speak, in Puerto Rico. I lived through the beginnings of hip hop in Puerto Rico, and that happened back in the mid 80s or so. This amazing musician DJ called Vico C. That was the name he used to go by, and there were others at Ruben DJ. There was another big time DJs back then, DJ Playero. You know, that's some. I'm bringing up some old school shit. Those from my era in Puerto Rico. They know who I'm talking about. And dude, it wasn't even called reggaeton. It was called underground back then because it was truly underground music. You could not go to the store, Tower Records or whatever, and pick up a cassette. You have to get a copy of a copy of a copy. By the time you get a copy of a Vico C song, it was like 90% his and 10% music. It was just so that diluted. That's what you got, you know, because that's just the only way to get it. You just get a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy from a friend. And yeah, the first song I heard from him was called La Perla. La Perla is this barrio, I guess is the correct word, in Puerto Rico. It's a pretty rough place in Old San Juan, and it's beautiful. It's actually a beautiful place. It's like beachfront property, kind of, you know, right next to the historic San Juan by El Morro, and it's a really, really tough area, and that's where Vico C grew up. You know, he just made a song about life over there. It was straight up Puerto Rican style gangster rap. It was just real shit that he was dealing with back then, and it picked up, you know, and the cassette just started passing hands, you know, and everybody had a copy, and eventually he became a local sensation, and then others followed, you know, and Ruben DJ and all them guys that were oh my god, La Escuela. Fuck, that song was silly, but he did try to carry a good message, and that's another topic. I'm going back down memory lane here, but yeah, so Vico C. So from there, it became, now everybody wanted to be a Vico C, so to speak, you know, and all these new guys started making records about underground music, and then it became this reggaeton sound. There was this beat that everybody started using, dun, 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 dun. It was every single aspiring underground musician, you know, hip hop musician back then. That was the same sample. Imagine that same sample, that same beat on every single whatever song came out from the streets. That's how it was back in the late 80s, 90s, you know. And then it started to get a little bit more refined, you know. There was one of the better songs that I remember from early reggaeton back then, back in the mid-late 90s, was by Falo, Ritmo Profesional. That was a really cool song. It was from the Death Row Records, you know, Dr. Dre-ish sound with the little melodies, you know, and whatnot. You can tell that he bit a little bit from that, which is cool, you know. And after that, it just became ridiculous, man. It is like the fucking garbage it is today. And it sucks because the roots are so real, you know, and so awesome. You go back to those days of passing an overdub, you know, a cassette that is so many copies of a copy that is just horrible sounding, but you put in your little boombox, you try to turn that shit to 11, you can barely hear it, you know. That's fuck, the struggle was real back then, you know. You think a bad MP3 was bad? Just try 100 copies of one song on cassette. Whew, man. Good times, yeah. But yeah, see, now I'm rambling again. So, yeah, so I'm making this channel here, and I just want to see what happens with it, you know. I enjoy watching other reaction channels. Yo. It feels like I'm ripping you off because you do your reactions from your car as well, and you're awesome, dude. You're super enjoyable to watch. Love your reactions. I mean, your reactions to Dream Theater albums. I almost fucking cry of joy to see someone so blown away and mind expanded because they just listen to the most awesomest shit ever. And you will give your honest feedback on stuff you didn't like, you know. And that's I mean, you didn't like Scenes from the Memory. That was like, what? But I get it, you know. Scenes from the Memory is an album where you just gotta sit down with the lyrics and just follow along. It's a grower, but I totally get it. Weebu, fucking awesome, another awesome guy, you know. The music snob, oh man, what's his fucking name? I've been binging on that guy lately because it's fucking funny. Doing reaction videos way before me. I'm your inspiration, you know. I just want you to know that. I'm not trying to rip you off or anything like that, or competition, you know. I want to see you guys as a big family that we just want to enjoy music, you know, and share with other people how we react to music that we like, and maybe to music that we're not even being exposed to, you know. So yeah, that's what I expect from this, you know. Just throw some requests, you know. No reggaeton, no bullshit pop, unless you want to see some disgusted reactions. Throw me some bullshit pop or bullshit mumble rap, you know, and I'll give you as honest as it can be, you know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to do this, and I hope you guys enjoy. And hopefully, maybe on this right here, I'm gonna have my wife there to maybe react to something together. She hates to be on camera. I'm not a fan of being on camera myself, but I think that'll be cool to react with her because she is influential in my music taste as well. And yeah, that'll be it. Until next time, let's keep rocking here to some Pepper Circle, Pet, dropping body slide cheap to the rhythm of the war drums. Fuck, man. That's some lyricism right there. Alright, see y'all later.